Marketing and Technical is JEC, Mr. Anurag Goyal. Let's hear it for the moderator, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Anurag Goyal, the Head Marketing and Technical is JEC. The speakers for this panel discussion are the Director, Regreen Excel, Mr. Sanjay Desai. The next speaker is Head and Technical Advisor, Sugar Technology Department, VSI Pune, Dr. R.V. Dani. President, Sugar Technologists Association, Mr. Sanjay Avasthi. CBO, GPS, Renewables, Mr. Varun Karar. Director, Rajganga Biorefineries, Mr. Prasad, Ghawate. Let's hear it loud for all the speakers and our moderator for the last panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to all the 5 distinguished speakers and our moderator, Sir Mr. Anurag Goyal. Will request Goyal sir to kindly start the session with his golden words. Thank you so much.
Hello. Good evening to all. I'm thankful to Chini Mandi and Amaran Group for inviting me as a moderator in this important session. We have discussed investment, financial figures. The technical aspects are still pending. So in this session, we will discuss for the sugar, ethanol and all the allied industries, what technical aspects, how we can improve the efficiencies, what maximum value addition can be done in the sugar complex. Before starting the discussion, I invite Mr. Desai to give a small presentation about the company. Please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Sanjay Desai. I am a chemical engineer. I have been involved in ethanol plant design and commissioning for last 3 decades. So I have been very fortunate to go through the entire journey of India, right from the 1990s till today, in terms of implementation of ethanol program from the technical point of view. So I'd like to explain a few things about my company and also give some idea about what is the progress is being made by Indian industry in ethanol production, and also talk a little bit about how to make the ethanol sustainable in India. So this is a molecule, ethanol molecule, which is inspiring all of us. This is one reason we are here. So this is not only inspiring all the technocrats, technologists, technology vendors, government officials, and more importantly, India being an agricultural country, it is inspiring farmers and their children. So if you travel across India, every town, every taluka place, you will know that people are aware about ethanol. So this is a tremendous and great achievement by all of us, including the government officials. Because bringing awareness about ethanol, benefits of ethanol, benefits to environment, benefits to farmers in terms of income generation, and also for India as a nation, this is very important to know that ethanol awareness is spread all over India. Today, somebody has just mentioned to me that they are doing a project in Kerala. This is actually unbelievable. that Kerala can also implement an ethanol project using the local feedstock. This is really a great achievement for us. So about our company, we are basically technology vendors with EPC capabilities. We established in 2009 and we are responsible for almost 50% of ethanol production in India, and also we also done about 125 projects in last 5 years. So our vision is to become a global leader in sustainable technologies for ethanol, biofuel and also environment solutions. So these are the projects we have implemented in Pan-India in the last 4-5 years. Almost we enjoy 50% market share in project implementation. And if you can see the right hand side, there is also another map showing about 33 projects. So apart from ethanol, we are also trying to promote biomass, steam and power generation for ethanol industry. As you know, by producing ethanol using coal is, it is not really a renewable energy. If you can have a biomass or alternative fuel to coal and produce ethanol, then it becomes truly a renewable or biofuel. So these are some of our achievements. We have been building the largest plants from grain and from sugarcane. So you can see 450 KL belonging to Gulshan Polyoil and 800 KL plant belongs to Ugar Sugar Works in Karnataka. I think both are the Asia's largest, single largest plants implemented by us. Then we also done a project for Balrampur Chini, which will operate on sugar cane during season, and off season it will operate on grain. This is also Asia's largest dual feed plant. So we have also built quite a few large plants, ancillary plants for ethanol plants, evaporators, dryers. We are also responsible for bringing down the steam consumption, which is the fuel consumption, by almost 50%, for both for grain and for molasses. Then we also can execute projects on complete EPC, including power plant, water management, everything. So these are all our achievements in the last 5 to 6 years. So this is our head office. We are based out of Pune, and this is the, all along with the industry growth, we have been also fortunate to grow. Because this industry and all the government policies and the initiative taken by the entrepreneurs, industrialists, has helped farmers, has helped technical people like us, and it has been also a great journey for us in terms of the revenues. So we have quite a few facilities in Pune. We also set up workshops in Kanpur, Ghaziabad and also Durgapur to support the ethanol industry pan-India basis. So basically we use 3D design modules to build ethanol plant. This is one of the plants built for DSCL sugars. So basically, in 2018, our beloved Prime Minister Sri Modi ji unveiled the biofuel policy. From then onwards, a lot of other government agencies and stakeholders have been promoting this industry. So we basically have continued increased petrol consumption of almost 40 million liters per year by 2030. So if you have a 20% blend, this would go more than 1,000 crore liters. So which is of course based on the earlier projection where we anticipated that EVs will come and take over some part of the consumption of cars, but this has not really happened in India, fortunately for us, because EVs are not a solution for a country like India, because we'll have to import batteries, we'll have to also dispose those batteries, then logistic also we'll be having to invest a lot. So instead, again, like my earlier speaker has mentioned that 60% of the power generated in India is from coal and other sources. So again, charging EVs using coal is not a good idea. We'll be polluting a lot. So definitely this consumption is going to go up much more than almost 1500 crore. So this is the petrol car growth in India. So purchase of petrol cars are going very fast. So we can anticipate 8 to 10% growth in the petrol every year. So for example, today's 20% mandate could be 30% in next 5 years, because 8 to 10% multiplied by 20%. So you have 1.5% growth every year in the ethanol demand. So in next 5 years, you can see that today's 20% could be actually 30%. So our government has been continuously supporting this industry. So they have made it mandatory to have 20 by next year. Then they have been increasing the rates for ethanol. In 2014, for example, we have only 27 rupees average. Now you all know that it is doubled already on an average for different feedstock. So this is really unprecedented. Then OMCs have been investing in blending facilities, oil depots where they can blend ethanol all over India. I was told more than 10,000 crore have been invested by all oil marketing companies. Then environment clearances have been eased for both sugarcane and for grain. So we have faster environment clearances given nowadays. So 6% investment, loan, interest subvention loans have been given for most of the cases in India now. So standalone grain, plant EOI have been given by oil companies. Then banks are also coming forward and supporting this industry by sanctioning loans in bigger time. So flex fuel car engine is another newly added support by the government. So directly or indirectly, they are encouraging all the automobile companies to go with flex fuel car automobile production in India. So this would be a great game changer in near future. So basically, the ethanol demand, one can very easily divide into 50% will come from sugar industry, 50% from grain. So both the ethanols will be required, because only sugar industry cannot meet 20%, and you definitely need support from the grain. So these are the present production. Of course, this map is slightly old, but the trend is continuing even with 20% production and blending. So you can see many states are still red. So that means they don't have enough ethanol. So a lot of opportunities exist there. So these are the recent prices. Of course, everyone will be aware. So continuously, government is coming forward and increasing the prices. So here, the one thing I would like to express. So directly, indirectly, the prices are fixed to your feedstock prices. They are not directly linked to international crude price. This is one way it is very good. But there is always a gap in terms of fixing the price, because there are many other cost factors like fuel and enzyme and chemicals. Even the fixed cost also is getting inflated every year. So those things have to be considered in arriving at the newer price. So there has to be some mechanism to be arrived by the government agencies, so that the investor will feel comfortable, because his operating profit to pay back the project will remain same. So with all the increase in demand, there are quite a few technology changes are happening. One is earlier we used to have 60 KL, 100 KL as a very big plant size in India. Now they have gone up to 500, 800 KL. So average now capacity has come to 200 KL or so. So this is also a challenge for technical people to really come out with design solutions. And multi-feedstock and multi-product plants have been built recently. That those who are using molasses, they are adding grain. Those who are using grain, some of them are going for sugarcane. Then low OPEX, because there is always a continuous pressure on the OPEX. because the raw material cost is continuously going, and also it is varying a lot from season to season. So there is tremendous pressure on to reduce the OPEX in terms of steam, power, water, chemicals. Then all plants has to be environmentally friendly and has to be ZLD. So a lot of new technology development, new schemes have been proposed and implemented all over India. Then higher safety norms. So now all the ethanol premises has to comply with PESO norm, which is a petroleum safety norm. Then you also need more automation to reduce manpower. So one more very interesting thing is happening is earlier most of the sugar companies and liquor companies were investing in ethanol plants because it was logical diversification or expansion for them. But nowadays, looking at the opportunities, a lot of diversified companies like chemical manufacturers, steel manufacturers, IT companies are all coming into this field. So they have been bringing new ideas and new, they require new technology plants. So this is also helping the industry altogether evolve as a new era. So basically Emax is our technology. So basically we focused on efficiency, water management, achieving ZLD, these three things. Apart from this, we also worked on reducing the energy, because there is no point in spending a lot of energy to produce ethanol, which is an energy source. So earlier we had typically a steam consumption of 6 kg. With our various technology developments, we have come to almost 3.2 or so, which is almost half than what it would require a few years ago. So with this, operating cost also is reduced by almost about 20-25%. So recently we introduced our game changer technology, which requires almost 40% less energy and less water. So which we call it as a Emax 75, because this is launched on 15th August. So these are our latest performance norms which can be achieved. So with this technology, one can say that any price fluctuation for feedstock or for fuel, so still the ethanol companies can make money. So these are various feedstocks. I think most of you are aware all these feedstock. I think I would like to mention more about sweet sorghum. So sweet sorghum was considered long back in India as a feedstock for ethanol production. So those days the ethanol prices are very low, and at the same time grain of the sweet sorghum was not allowed to convert into ethanol. With the new prices, higher prices of ethanol, and also grain being allowed for producing ethanol, so one can definitely go back to this feedstock. So these are typical ZLD ethanol production facility from molasses. This is through incineration route, and this is the grain route, grain to ethanol route via you produce DDGS, which is a cattle feed, which has got a very high protein. So here you don't need to burn the slop, you can convert it into valuable DDGS. So this is a typical block of multi-feed stock distillery, where one can use molasses or grain or sugarcane. You can either produce ethanol or ENA. So these are some statistics which I would like to present. So this presentation will be shared to everyone, so you can access these numbers. So basically, to produce 100 kl grain ethanol, broken rice ethanol, you would require rice or broken rice production of 12,000 hectares. Similarly, for corn, you require 20,000 hectares. Cassava is another feedstock Only in Tamil Nadu it is grown right now, but in Thailand and Indonesia they keep producing ethanol from cassava. So these are statistics on different feedstock. You have sugarcane, sugar beet and sweet sorghum. So you will find that all the three feedstock are feasible to produce ethanol. And 2G ethanol production, there a lot of work has been done, but still due to very high enzyme cost, high pre-treatment cost, this is still not feasible. Even the capex of 2G plants is 5 to 6 times higher. So only when we have a breakthrough technology, I think this will be available for the industry. So this would be the future ethanol production in India. You can see that a lot of feedstock are added and also a lot of byproducts are being added into the block. So this we can see that after 5-10 years, this would be the ideal distillery block for Indian context. So when you produce corn, right now we are thinking of only corn to ethanol and probably we produce DDGS as a byproduct. But from corn, one can produce a lot of byproducts, including corn oil or human consumption protein. So these value-added products can really help the overall sustainability and feasibility of the ethanol production. So basically, how to make it or how the sustainability in India can be achieved for ethanol. One is, as I explained, almost 8 to 10% increase in petrol car production or the sale is happening. So this will give you every year 1.5% increase in the ethanol demand. So ethanol can also be used in many other applications as a fuel. Mainly like diesel generators, we can have a flex engines to use ethanol. Then apart from that, we can do a lot of green chemicals for export market or for domestic consumption from ethanol. Then sugar industry, like one very interesting thing we have observed is that it is good for the ethanol production. Because when the government gave a lot of incentives and support for sugar industry to reduce sugar and produce more ethanol, but what has happened is, whatever cane is diverted directly or indirectly into ethanol, that much more expansion of the sugar industry has happened. So actually the total cane crush for sugar is remaining same. So whatever ethanol we are today producing is mainly from the extra cane that is being cultivated by farmers. So we have a lot of farm land, agricultural land all across India, which is still not used for producing grains like corn and rice, so which can be used. So the newer feedstocks and technologies can always be thought of, like beet sugar, sweet sorghum, then many 2G feedstocks. So there should not be any problem in terms of availability of the feedstock when you talk about many other new feedstocks. Then India has become #1 in technology and technical skill sets. So we have already overtaken many other developed countries in development of ethanol technology as of now. So because of that, whatever challenges come in the future, we can always come out with technologies and technical solutions to really overcome and make the ethanol industry sustainable in India. For example, recently the coal prices went up due to Ukraine war. Then immediately most of the companies switched over to low energy consumption processes. So very quickly, in 1 or 2 months, most of them could gear up to face the challenge. So like I explained, feedstock, maize is there. You have plenty of opportunities for maize. We can even think of intercropping of maize with the sugar cane, so that we get more and more feedstocks. Sweet sorghum is another one, 2G feedstock, 3G feedstocks. Then application I already explained, diesel mix, jet fuel, electrical generators. Then green chemicals, solvents, MEG, plastics. Then spirits, this has been always increasing. Even the spirit consumption is going up every year with the same percentage. So byproducts, another most important thing is, there is a lot of opportunities if we develop a good byproducts from the industry. From molasses and sugarcane, we can think of fertilizer, and for the grain, we can think of DDGS, protein, oil. Even from the corn cob, one can think of perforol and many aroma chemicals. Quite a few customers in Gujarat are now doing the integrated corn complex with the perforol and aroma chemicals coming out from the corn cobs. So these are a few glimpses of our projects, recent project. This is the 800 KL plant. So this is the Balrampur Chini Mill 360 KL plant. This is Gulshan Polyol. This is the Savsan Distillery in Karnataka. This is a 100 KL plant of grain. So LS Sugar and Dalmia Sugar, Balrampur and Dampur, these 4-5 companies have already built a facility to add grain during off-season. So to their molasses and sugarcane plant, so that the distilleries can run almost 340 days in a year with different feedstocks. Wave industry, this is one very unique project where the sugar condensate from the boiling house is used for running the distillery throughout the year. So we can call it as a zero intake, water intake ethanol production is done here. India Glycol actually producing ethanol, but right now they are using it to make green chemicals and export to Europe. So this is another application which they have found. So this is a DDGS dryer, typical dryer for making the DDGS protein-rich byproduct. So recently, along with a few like-minded people, we registered an NGO for giving a dedicated focus to ethanol and biofuel. So I would like to invite all of you, and we will send the invitation. This will be an NGO to carry out basically research and training for ethanol and biofuel technologists. So I will of course skip some of these slides so that everybody is waiting for the panel discussion. So thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. I think you answered all the questions which I wanted to ask you in your presentation. Thank you very much. Now,
experience in assimilating this good definition is a key success factor in EPC project execution. Since 1997, KBK Chem Engineering Private Limited pioneered perfection by executing more than 90 projects globally and became one of the leading and popular names across the globe in the field of EPC solutions and technology providers. Proud to say, KBK is the first company to incorporate cane syrup into ethanol production and EPC concept in ethanol business. Top contributor to India's ethanol production. KBK is entirely owned by Shri Renuka Sugars Limited under the management of Wilmar International Limited. Previously, companies provided only process technology. KBK has brought all services under one roof and provides EPC solutions. KBK has a unique distinction of working with various feedstock for the distillery. Now allow us to take you through our tour of the facility and expertise at KBK. KBK capabilities. Concept to commissioning, high-tech technology. Our expertise. Our quality assurance through manufacturing excellence. KBK is engaged in providing lump sum and turnkey solutions for KBK is proud to introduce our indigenous technologies. Fermentation technology, fed batch mode. K-Super, multi-purpose distillation technology. K-Super, multiple effect spent wash evaporation. K-Super biodigester. Condensate polishing unit. Dryer and DDGS plant. KBK has supplied various critical equipments for palm oil, olive oil, sugar and sunflower oil industries. Our overseas projects. Our domestic projects. Spent wash evaporation projects. Condensate polishing projects. Power plant projects. Biomethanation and water treatment plants. Edible oil projects. Safety Recognition Award. Our national and international esteemed clients. KBK, a leading EPC solution and technology provider across the globe. Contact us. KBK Chem Engineering Private Limited.
You want to speak something?
We are based in Pune and almost we have executed about more than 100 projects across the globe. Hello. Thank you very much for this allowing us for the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ramesh. Now we can back to our discussion. My first question to Mr. Dani. Mr. Dani is the head of sugar technology and advisor in Vasantdada Sugar Institute. He has a very vast experience in sugar industry. Now, the sugar is not a sugar industry, it is a complete complex. You are producing everything, ethanol, power, allied chemicals. Now I want to ask that what should be the base model capacity of a sugar plant so that we can get the higher revenues, and suppose the ethanol plant we are associating that it can be operated for around the years. So what the sugar plant capacity, ethanol capacity, cogeneration, so what you will suggest, what should be the model capacity of in this scenario?
Thank you, Mr. Anurag. Basically, this is a very important question, and nowadays if you go for the sugar, cogen is also, the tariff rate has came down, so cogen is also not economical. So the model you should have at least distillery with you. Then only it will become a economically viable. So in the present situation, I think that if we have instead of 5,000, that factory should run for 300 days, that distillery should run for 300 days. So we should go for the syrup diversion also. Then only it is possible. So in that case, we can have 6,500 distillery plant, in which 1,500 can be diverted through syrup during the season, and it should have refineries so that we can get the deprecated syrup during the season, and the B-heavy should be stored, and that will be used in the off-season, so that distillery can run more than 300 days. So say if it is a 5,000 plant and 6,500 plant and it run for the 150 days, above 8 lakh ton crushing will be there, and you will get around 4,800 metric tons of B-heavy, and we can get the 300 recovery with the B-heavy. We will get around 144 lakh liters of ethanol. So if we calculate 100 KLP distillery, then in the season around 150 to 160 days, and this 140 days it will work for total 300 distillery work, and plant will be gone. I think.
Yeah, absolutely right. Because sugar stick, everything is there. You have a feedstock, you have a fuel, so you can operate the plant on your own fuels. And in this scenario, whenever the cogeneration price, power export is not high, so you can go in the incidental cogen. Whatever steam you will generate, you can generate the power, and you can save the bagasse to operate your incineration boiler in off-season, to operate the distillery for 300 or 330 days.
Anurag, I want to add, we had an experience of a sugar factory in Maharashtra. They are diverting their single sulfated syrup to the distillery, and their reboiler with the even SS304 got pitting, and they have to change it to SS316L. So this is the case. So in that case, deprecated syrup is very important. Either you should have deprecated stream separately, or you should go for the refinery, so that you can get the deprecated syrup. So refinery operation is also very important. Thank you.
You will surprise, this year about 15 to 20 factories are converting to refinery, just because of they want to operate this syrup in the distillery. And whenever the sulfited syrup is taken to the distillery, this was happening is happening.
So I will advise them that they should consider the refinery operation also, because they will get the additional steam or vapor in the evaporator that can be used for the melting. So it will be more economical if you go for the refinery along with this diversion, syrup diversion. Thank you.
Yes. My next question is to Desai sir. You have told everything, whatever the efficiency parameter minimum you have achieved and you are proposing. Now the one question is, in the last 4 months back, the DFPD has launched 62 subvention scheme project has been approved, and out of that 40 was the grain distillery. Now the grain price is going high, DDGS price is going average low. What do you think, that the grain distillery has the future, standalone grain distillery?
Yeah, thank you, Anuragji. I think it is a very important and pertaining question for today's contest. So this is not going to affect only the grain standalone plants. It is also going to eventually affect the sugar industries where they are adding grain sections. See, basically we need a lot of government support to manage the feedstock cost. So fortunately, few months ago they banned the export of broken rice and rice. So that has really helped to some extent mitigating the price variation risk. But similarly, one can also think of banning the import of soya protein or the soya itself, because this is very important, because what we have seen is DDGS prices are always linked to soya protein or soya price. So once we start importing a lot of soya, then the DDGS prices will come down. So if we can all lobby and we can explain technically and commercially that how this is going to affect the DDGS price. Because now once we have this almost 500-600 crore liter production of the ethanol from grain, we will have a lot of protein in India, so which can suffice to every needs of Indian farmer. So I think this soya import export, these regulations has to be linked to our own DDGS industry. So with this, definitely I'm confident that the DDGS price will be stable, because there is always a great demand for DDGS. Like when we built first few dryers in Punjab, there is no market for DDGS. So, but once the dried DDGS product is available, then a lot of farmers came forward and they expanded their dairy industry. Even in US also same thing happened, that the ethanol industry helped resulted into very large expansion of the dairy industry. So this is going to happen in India. So it's only few months there will be effect on DDGS price. So otherwise again the DDGS price will be stable. So lastly, linking all the fuel cost, all the chemical cost, manpower cost, water cost directly, indirectly to the ethanol price from grain, this is also going to be crucial, because these can keep on increasing, decreasing depending on external factors, which is not in the control of technology or in the control of investor. So this is going to be very crucial. But I am very confident the kind of support we received from government from time to time. So grain ethanol production will be very feasible in India. Thank you.
You need to say government support is required. You want to, because Mr. Verma told that 1/3 of ethanol production should be from grain if we want to reach up to the 20%. So this is also a very important fact. Now Mr. Varun, is a Chief Business Officer from the GPS Renewables. He is leading in the biofuels. They are the experts in CBG. They are doing the CBG projects from the different feedstocks. Now in sugar, there is a two feedstock, which is a filter cake and spent wash. In fact, bagasse is also there, but that is very high cost. So what is the hurdle and what is the benefit of CBG plant? Because we are hearing from last 5 years or 6 years, but only very few plants are on the surface of the CBG in the sugar industry.
I'll just answer this question. I'll take 2 minutes. I want everyone to listen to me in a different way. I don't come from the sugar industry. I come from a technology sector. So I'm going to say a lot of things which are not sugar coated, which most of you might like, might not like, I'm not sure. The way I see the sugar factory is it is controlled by very strong families everywhere, right? If you go to Maharashtra, there's very strong families who are controlling the sugar lobby. You come to UP, it's the same. Yeah, you go to other Karnataka, it's the same. When was the last time when we saw a transformation in a sugar factory or the sugar revolution? When did that happen? I don't remember this happening in my lifetime. There were small incremental innovations which were happening, of course. I see it happening right now. I see it happening right now, and it is not because of technology only, it is happening because of policy. And the major policy over here has been with the ethanol blending, of course. And the second one has a very important play in terms of CBG Satat. I heard a lot of panels before me and respected sir sitting besides me also spoke about cogen and why cogen is working or not working. The reason why cogen was working back in the day was there was no technology or policy for CBG or bioenergy sector as such. If you ask me personally, is cogen a good solution? I don't think burning anything directly is good. Doesn't make any sense to me. For example, bagasse has a lot of potential in terms of BMP. You can extract biogas from it. You can still have something left over, the lignin material, which can still be burnt, and you can still get the steam required for your process of sugar. Coming back to the point of why hasn't it happened so far? The simple question is, therefore to a point to a certain extent, there is a lot of lobbying in terms of should we have cogen or not, or should we have a boiler over there or not. My point is, today as an outsider when I see a sugar factory, I see sugar which was initially known as the white gold, where a lot of money could have been made. It went through a lot of dips and cycles. Today that entire sector is coming back again. Again, speakers before me said that sugar is not only one product now, it's a sugar complex, right? we have ethanol, we have CNG coming out of it, we can do green ammonia from it, we can do green hydrogen from it. And this all can happen with today's existing technology. I'm not talking something in the next 2 or 3 years, it can happen today. What is stopping it? Two things the way I think of it is, again, we have a lot of experts in the sugar industry. Either they have to think out of box, or the investment has to come from somewhere else, right? My simple solution over here would be is that it takes one large factory or one large house to make that happen. The way I perceive it, how can we implement a bagasse or a spend cost issue which sir discussed, or if we talk about the entire CNG generation from pressed mud cake. There's 3 avenues which I don't know why the large sugar factories have not used so far. I see 1 ton of bagasse, if I'm not wrong, and sir you can correct me, can generate around 500 units of electricity on a large scale level, which roughly will generate around maybe a revenue of around 2,000 or 2,500 rupees per ton of bagasse. If you equate that to bio-CNG today, 1 ton of bagasse can generate at least 65 to 80 kilos of bio-CNG. Today's selling price of bio-CNG in market is somewhere in the range of 65 to 90 rupees. Your value addition over here from 1 ton of bagasse, which from a cogen plant can be around, let's say 2,500 to 2,000 rupees, with this it can be almost double. So why isn't it happening? Again, people have to think out of the box. This is where companies like ours come into play. We say, you know what, let's look at this industry from a vantage point, standing over here. And let's remove these glasses which we've been wearing for a long time, that cogen does work and it is good or not. I don't want to get into that debate. I think if a serious thought is given, there is multiple avenues in which a sugar factory can be made profitable on a long-term basis, along with an ethanol plant, along with a bioenergy park, and it can run 24/7 year round. I hope I have answered, and if not, I can go on for the next half an hour about this.
I continue this because you are saying this from the spine wash also you can generate the CBG. So that is very interesting topic, because now we have only one option of incinerated, because the biocomposting is not so far approachable, because in the rainy days it will not work. So if spent wash can be converted to CBG, then this plant can generate 2 type of fuels, ethanol and CBG both, in a large content, not a small content. Thank you, Varun. Now, Mr. Prasad. Hi. Mr. Prasad, as we are discussing the bio complex, so ethanol we have generated, the bagasse cogen is there, sugar is there. Now, what allied chemical we can generate from this sugar complex? Either from the ethanol or from the bagasse. So there are many chemicals we can generate, but what is the demand and what chemical more we can generate from this industry?
First of all, I would like to thank Srini Mandi and Upal Shah sir and his team that inviting us on such a dais and arranging such an amazing conference for sugar and ethanol people. Mr. Anurag sir, I would like to introduce about our company first. Our company deals with the various types of ethanol-based chemicals. Firstly, we were handling the distilleries, that is capacities goes around 60 kl. Now we have diversified our business model into chemical-based, like biochemical-based business model. Ethanol-based chemical business model, it's the next future. That is our vision for the company. The first of the main thing for the ethanol-based chemicals are there, the varieties of chemicals are there, and there is a variety. There are the huge demands for the ethanol-based chemicals, because there is one important thing in European and US market, that is carbon emission, and they wanted to reduce their carbon throughout their supply chain. I would like to give the example over here. Mr. Kulisab is there, and he has introduced the glycol product in the market, and maybe IGL is there. They have a very good variety of ethanol-based product lines. They are reducing their carbons throughout their supply chain to maintain the sustainability within the company. there are the various customers in Europe, USA, Canada, Brazil. They requires the ethanol-based chemicals, and they will give us the premium price for the ethanol-based. The main motivation behind is that is the carbon reduction and the sustainability. So I would like to ask the sugar industries to diversify their ethanol again into ethanol-based chemicals. Like I would like to I would like to introduce the other product called Bio-ETB. Bio-ETB, it's ethyl tertiary butyl ether, and it's very popular in Netherlands, then Germany, France. They use for the petroleum blending purpose over there because they don't get the ample amount of supply from ethanol. Now they are introducing Bio-ETP that is made from ethanol only, but nobody knows about that. So my request to sugar industries in Maharashtra, we have 177 industries, sugar industries in Maharashtra, and UP is there, Karnataka is there. They should diversify their model into biochemicals, bioaviation fuel. Bio-ETB is there, which is used for the petroleum blending in Europe, and they give us around 90 to 95 rupees per liter price for Bio-ETB. So it's a game-changing model for biochemical business model, I would say. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. And I think some more chemicals like ethyl acetate, because I was searching the rate of ethyl acetate from last 3 years. So it increased from 70 rupees to now 130.
Yeah,
after the COVID.
Yeah, it has been
also a very good product we can generate from the ethanol.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, there is a very short of time. Now, I am opening this session for the question and answer.
When you say chemicals from ethanol, I believe ethanol industry in India is struggling, chemical industry in India is struggling because high ethanol price. So do you think that the price being paid by OMC will be same price paid by the other chemicals being produced from ethanol?
Thank you so much for your question. See, the prices for the product like glycol, then ethyl acetate, then ethanol-based chemicals, and I called the product called Bio-ETB. Bio-ETB is an upcoming market for European companies. So I just pointed out the prices. The current prices for heavy molasses ethanol that goes around 60.71 or 75 rupees per liter. But here, if you supply this material to Amsterdam, including the freight charges and including everything, so you will get the gross margin around 15 to 20 rupees per liter by introducing this product to Amsterdam, France, Germany, then European Union. They will again give us the premium for reducing the carbon emission throughout your supply chain. Maybe you might be known about the product also because you are reducing the carbon and maintaining the sustainability in your company.
Thank you.
My question is to Mr. Varun here. You spoke about compressed biogas, which is a very interesting topic. We are planning to set up an 10 ton per day compressed biogas plant. We wanted to understand why is it so that it is not happening in a very faster way? The plants are not coming up in India. Is it due to any policies issues or technology problems, or there are operational problems?
Thanks for the question. So I'll just give you a brief background about the policy regarding bio-CNG. So this policy, the Satat policy, came back in 2018, which was introduced by the then Honorable Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji. At that point, the policy had certain lacunas, which they corrected in 2018, 19 and 20. Today, my company itself is setting up 7 large-scale plants. Bio-CNG plants, if you have to run, they have to be of a minimum size. At least 10 to 12 TPD is something which you should look forward to at least. If it is coming from press mud cake. If you're looking from spent wash, of course the quantity can be much higher, as Sir said. So, using spent wash in generating Bio-CNG, There can be a pathway wherein you might not require incineration boilers for spent wash. That's a deeper discussion. We can get into that later if you want to discuss that. Bio-CNG through plasma take and spent wash and bagasse is a very logical and reasonable pathway. I think again, I'm going to repeat myself just so that it sinks down for everyone. The sugar industry is not realizing what they're sitting on right now. Readily available feedstock where government is willing to give you a lot of support in terms of policy, in terms of subsidy to set up these plants for CBG, for bio-CNG. The entire green hydrogen mission, the green ammonia mission, can be successful if the sugar industry decides to use its bagasse, its spent wash and the pressed mud cake to generate bio-CNG. What I fail to understand is again, a lot of people have been talking about electrolyzers in the entire green hydrogen pathway. Green hydrogen pathway can also be achieved via SMR, and in which bio-CNG plays the important role. I'll give you an example. Near DCM Sriram factory near Lucknow, there's a large chemical factory which generates urea, which consumes a lot of hydrogen, which is right now being manufactured by using SMR technology via CNG. The price of CNG at which they're purchasing CNG is sitting at around 68 to 69 rupees. The same price, if you convert that into bio-CNG, you can supply the same CNG to these industries. Other CNG players cannot do this because they'll have to go collect feedstock from here and there and talk to farmers, and there's a feedstock crisis over there, and there's a risk over there. Someone like a DCM Sriram or any other large sugar factory in those areas who have 6 or 7 sugar factories can actually make this happen. With their press mud cake again, with their spent wash, with their bagasse. So, policy-wise, no issue. There is a subsidy in fact out there. You can earn up to 10 crores of subsidy for every single plant. There is a market wherein the government is assuring offtake of bio-CNG as well. What it lacks is just clear-cut discussion at a very honest level. This sector is new. It's a very new sector. Not many consultants out there know how to set up bio-CNG plants. So it requires a very honest discussion wherein companies have to open up their cards. They have to tell them what the profit margins are, how they can share financial models and give a brief, I think, jump into technology more so to give confidence to the project developers. It's a matter of time. You will see a couple of sugar factories are already setting these plants up. You will see them running in the next 2-3 months. You can absolutely visit them. To give you a quick idea, there's a plant running from press mud cake in Rohtak right now, which is set up by Spectrum Energies. You can go visit that plant if someone has a doubt how these plants run. And absolutely, if these plants have to be put up, do Google any names. There's a lot of companies out there who can set up these plants. They can be done very easily. Thanks.
Thank you, Varun. Any other question?
Yeah. As regard to, I don't have any question with the Varun, but I would like to add that why this cogeneration, we are finding the alternative for the cogeneration. Mr. Kole sahab was here, Mr. Vivek Kole ji, in his factory, there are more than 8 byproducts or co-products are there. But now few of them are stopped. Why? Because they are technically they are feasible, but economically they are not viable. This is the main thing. So now the electric power is available with wind or this electric power is more cheaper, is available, and then now the price of the this government, state government, especially Maharashtra, there was a power shortage. In Gujarat, there is no cogeneration because there is excess power. So Maharashtra government was giving us 6.6 rupees 70 paisa per unit. But nowadays they have brought it to 4.90. They are going to reduce further. So this is the main thing. So it is not economical. So they are trying to find a different alternative. So what are the alternatives? As you rightly told, there are they should go for the carbon also, this green energy, they can go for the green hydrogen. With the gasification of the bagasse, they can go for the green hydrogen. With the press mud, as you rightly told, press mud and spent wash, they can make the CNG, bio-CNG, and that is more profitable definitely. That is going to come. That is the future. Bio-CNG, ethanol is the future. And green hydrogen, government is now giving the, government in August 2021, government has announced this green hydrogen mission, national mission, and they are giving the subsidies for the green hydrogen plant. And it related to the cogen plant. How it is related to cogen plant? Now cogen is not, almost is not profitable. So whatever the extra power the sugar industry is producing, that can be used for the hydrolysis, and from that hydrolysis they can produce the green hydrogen. That is the one way to produce the green hydrogen. Also from the, as I told you, you can produce from the bagasse gasification, that is another way. And this third way to produce the green hydrogen is from the spent wash and this press mud. Thank you.
So, I'll just take 2 more minutes if that's all right. And if, it's an interesting topic, and I hope people are also loving it. So, sir, and adding to your point exactly, so the way, again, bagasse, 1 ton of bagasse is generating 500 units. So let us take even 6 rupees. The maximum income you can earn from this is 3,000 rupees per ton of bagasse. I know some sugar factories in the north who can directly sell this bagasse at 3,000 rupees. Now, if your sugar factory is located to a paper mill nearby, they might even buy your bagasse at a higher rate, and you might want to sell it at a higher rate, and which is an amazing thing. But not all sugar factories are set up in a location where bagasse can be sold at such a good rate. Cogen was a saver, and back in the day, it did make sense. Right now, gasification is there, but gasification will involve a very high investment. Again, the easiest path over here is extract the methane from it. You are still left with the lignin material, which can be still burnt to generate your steam requirements for your plant. If I'm not wrong, sir, it is some 30% of your bagasse is used for steam requirement for your internal process. We use that, and you are still meeting your steam requirements at fractional of your price. And today, as you correctly said, sir, the average pool price cost of electricity in the country is at 3.75 rupees per unit. Why should the government pay more than that for any electricity? It is not fair, because that eventually that cost has come down to the consumers. That is you and me and our families. So it is not fair. Solar is generating electricity at around 2.5 rupees. And that is where the direction for cogen is going actually. In UP, if I'm not wrong, is around 2.5 or 3 rupees. So we don't expect the government to support such policies. But, so the answer is, where do sugar factories go now? Again, green hydrogen, green ammonia, possible pathway, gasification, possible pathway, bio-CNG, possible pathway. The bioenergy sector is booming right now with a lot of subsidies. In fact, 2 days ago, the cabinet cleared a bill where they're investing 19,000 crores into the green hydrogen mission, which will be marked with a lot of subsidies and a lot of pilot projects. I think the sugar factory should take benefit of this and set up these plants and absolutely look forward to helping the government of India in reducing the import bill they have of importing these fuels from outside the country.
Yeah, Varun, this is a different discussion. What should be the rate of power? Because it's varying from state to state in India. Now the Indian sugar industry is passing from the transformation stage from last 20 years. Initially cogeneration, then ethanol, then refineries. What will be the future? It may be hydrogen or any new product will come, which will give the more sustainability to the sugar industry. Now thank you very much to the panelists for joining us and giving your ideas. Thanks to delegates. Thank you very much. Listening us patiently.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we will proceed forward and we will have the felicitation ceremony for all the panel speakers and our moderator, sir. To do so, please help me inviting on the stage Managing Director, Jawahar SSK Maharashtra, Mr. Manohar Joshi, with a huge round of applause.
So thank you audience, thank you management of Chini Mandi, thank you very much.
Sir. We will start with the Director Regreen Excel, Mr. Sanjay Desai. Let us present a memento as a token of immense respect and regard on the behalf of Chini Mandi. Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead, we will felicitate the Head and Technical Advisor, Sugar Technology Department, BSI Pune, Dr. R.V. Dani. Let us now felicitate the CBO GPS Renewables, Mr. Varun Karar. And now it's turn for the Director Rajganga Biorefineries, Mr. Prasad Ghawate. Now we request Mr. Joshi to felicitate our moderator for this panel discussion, Head Marketing and Technical ISJEC, Mr. Anurag Goyal. Thank you so much, sir. Let's have a group photograph. I'll request all the speakers to kindly come forward and pose for this photo opportunity. Thank you.